Hey guys, I'm out with Kayak Buddies. Today I finally had a chance to get out. It's been about 2 months, man. I had wrist surgery and can't paddle with a bad wrist. So today, this is kind of the second iteration of these pieces that go on the side of the kayak. They're spray skirts. They're completely like Iron Man version 1 right now. I'll explain it more in depth later on when I'm back to the house, but basically these can be fully adjusted to swing out or swing in to push the water away from the bow so they don't get on the occupant or the engine. So if you kind of look at these, you'll see that they're grooved. You'll see a little bit better later on when I take some still images of it. But they're grooved, they're leaning down, and they push the water right back down. So I have not gotten any water from any boat wake I've been on thus far. You can kind of see the water spray down there just bounces off. That's just corrugated plastic, nothing special. I put some, some blue tape on it just to keep the water out of it. Not that it matters. But eventually it'll be made out of HDPE plastic and black, and will kind of hug the same body lines as the boat. I may trim the front a little bit. It just depends if it's not necessary. It seems like that's the only area that I need. So I may round it off on the front so it's nice and clean so you don't get your fishing lines caught up in it. But again, these are just the first iteration of it. My throttle system, I'm now using a tiller extension. You'll see here, now this is all gonna change. As I'm looking at this, I'm like, I'm gonna actually put my throttle up here and loop it around with a longer extension so my foot actually has somewhere to go. My foot has nowhere to go right now. So, well, it does, but long story short, I want it way up there. So I'm gonna kind of make the throttle come out here, loop it around so I can have a little bit better extension, and I just wanna sit in my seat and cruise. So normally it's up here. Most people it's up here, they may tilt it to the side, but I want it back there, completely out of the way, with a custom kill switch, on the tiller, which we would bolt up right up here. So it'd make it, make it to where it's all in one piece. But today we're gonna try these out. These things already work great. I've already had 3 boats pass me and I haven't got a lick of water on the deck yet. So we'll give it a shot, all right? So the one thing about Hobie, I love the boats, but they're wet, especially when you have power on them. And being that this is like a front wheel drive car, it pushes the bow down a little bit more. So you can see here that it's got water on it, but nothing. I mean, look at the deck. The deck is clean. I mean, when I say clean, meaning it's not just completely full of water. So we're gonna cruise here and I'll get some run time to show you guys. There's no white caps out here or rough water, but you'll still get the effect when I go into the current. And let's see if we can find a little bit of a wake. See it doing the job now, guys. Now there is some coming over the front. Pushing the nose, I get water over the bow. And I get more water coming off the sides. Allowing it to push down allows the bow to lift. Well, I mean, it only makes sense, obviously. But I don't normally do that. I usually have, the FPV mount locked in place and turn the other way, so I don't do that. But this is very interesting. Something to think about. So I'm just gonna let it rock on its own cradle. Look at the difference. Now let's go find that boat. No, keep going. That is interesting because normally that doesn't happen. because I locked the mount. This mount is actually turned 180 with the tie wraps. Push it farther back with the intent not to have it rock. It gave me a few more inches, but obviously my throttle's in the way, which is no big deal. Today was just about how do these things work, push spray out of the way, and what a difference that is. So I'm gonna let it rock on its cradle, and let's go wide open. Nice cruise speed. When you wind it out by the fourth click, you know, it's kind of pointless to go that fast. You're just kind of blowing a lot of bubbles and wasting gas and making noise. That's one click. So just to give you an idea of where they bolt in, this is nothing but an anodized T-track that they use for working on wood. It's a lot cheaper than what they sell for kayaks, and it's a lot sturdier. These are simply just 1/4 inch stainless wash, 1/4 inch stainless it is. All, you know, again, the threads are all the way through it. Stainless steel fender washers, and that's pretty much it. So at the end of the day, you don't have to run the skirts. You can still put all types of accessories on it, camera mounts, etc., because they're all on bevels anyway. So it's not like these are not going to be used. So they have a kind of a multi-purpose function. So these eventually will be made out of HDPE plastic, and you'll see that there's grooves cut in that kind of follow suit with the body lines. So the purpose behind that was you could tuck them really, really close and bolt them in, such as that, and get them really, really close. Initially, I thought they were going to be like that, but they're going to be more like this, and they're going to be right up next to it. So your water would have to just kind of come up here if there's any gap, which you saw today. There was about that much gap in there, so water would go in there, but you can push these that close. And remind you, these are just corrugated plastic. Nothing exciting about them. Didn't know if they were going to work, and they did work. So that is that. I will get the video process for you guys and get it up there. I will get these made out of HDPE plastic. I want to do them for the PAs as well. Hobie's just kind of where it's at when it comes to getting wet, because just the way that, you know, the hull is designed, it pushes all that water over and on top. What was interesting is that this mount, which I've never done, is to allow that engine to rock in here. So the engine actually tilted forward, lifting the bow, which is interesting. So I'm going to look at that FPV mount again and see what I can do to maybe put increments of angles without having to hold it. Now the throttle, like I mentioned before, is going to be up here now. I'm not going to do it up here. Here it's going to be back here. So I'm going to invert the throttle, make a longer throttle so I can connect and basically just chill when I drive and get it out of, you know, get it out of the way of the feet. Because normally, as you guys saw, it's right here, kind of still in the way of the feet. That's going to get removed. So there you have it.